Bella Hart's heels clicked sharply against the polished floor of her office as she darted between cubicles, clutching a stack of campaign proposals that seemed heavier with each step. The Christmas lights she'd strung around her workspace twinkled mockingly, reminding her that outside this cozy chaos, a night she had been nervously anticipating was about to arrive. Her blind date, set up by her ever-enthusiastic friend Sophia, was scheduled for 7:30, and as her phone chimed with another reminder, Bella groaned. "Why did I agree to this?" she muttered, flipping through her planner. Her fingers trembled slightly. Last Christmas, she had spent the evening staring at a blank text message thread from a boyfriend who'd disappeared, leaving her heart bruised and suspicious of holiday magic. She shook her head, pushing the memory away. Tonight would be different, she hoped. Meanwhile, across town, Alexander Whitmore adjusted the cuffs of his crisp white shirt as he surveyed the high-rise office with a practiced calm. The city lights glittered beneath him like spilled diamonds. Alex, the billionaire heir to a sprawling business empire, was rarely caught off guard, yet tonight he felt a flutter of anticipation. His best friend Daniel had teased him mercilessly that morning about putting himself out there for a stranger. But Alex didn't mind. There was something thrilling about the idea of a blind date, something unpredictable. By 6:45, the restaurant was a picture of holiday cheer, evergreen garlands, soft candlelight, and the faint scent of cinnamon drifting in the air. Alex arrived early, choosing a table near the entrance with a perfect view. He sipped his coffee, watching couples laugh and families unwrap the warmth of Christmas, and waited. Little did he know, Bella's path was strewn with obstacles, a bus running late, a forgotten scarf, and the gnawing fear that her tardiness might ruin everything. Outside, snowflakes fell lazily onto the bustling city streets, dusting cars and umbrellas in a delicate white. Bella Hart cursed under her breath as she dashed from her office to the bus stop, only to find the bus had already pulled away. Her heels clicked frantically on the icy pavement, her mind racing faster than her feet. She checked her watch, 7:20. Panic tightened in her chest. "He's probably sitting there, wondering if I even exist," she fretted. Her scarf, a soft burgundy knit she had meant to wear as a finishing touch to her outfit, had been left behind in her office. Her fingers were numb from the cold as she dug through her bag, only to realize her wallet had slipped to the bottom. Traffic lights glared red, and a taxi she tried to hail refused to stop. Bella's heart pounded, not just from the cold or the running, but from the fear of disappointing the man who, she felt, might just be different. Meanwhile, inside the warmly lit restaurant, Alexander Whitmore sat with his back straight, a calm presence amid the soft hum of holiday chatter. He glanced at the door for what felt like the 100th time, a faint smile tugging at the corners of his lips. He knew she'd come. Something about the way the mutual friend had described her, it wasn't just a blind date, it was fate nudging them together. A waitress approached, offering a fresh cup of coffee. Alex thanked her politely, his eyes scanning the softly lit dining room. He watched families laughing, friends exchanging small gifts, couples leaning close to one another. Yet his attention kept drifting back to the door, his mind running through possibilities, imagining her smile, her laughter, her presence. Outside, Bella's phone buzzed, a message from Sophia, teasing, "Better not be late, or he might leave you in the snow." "Christmas tree," Bella groaned, but somehow, in that moment, she felt Alex waiting, patiently, and it gave her the courage to push forward. The restaurant door swung open with a soft chime, and Bella Hart stumbled inside, cheeks flushed, scarf trailing behind her. Snow clung to her coat, melting into tiny rivulets as she brushed it off with trembling hands. She scanned the room, her eyes locking on a man seated near the entrance, his posture relaxed yet commanding, a faint smile tugging at his lips. Her chest tightened, not from panic, but from the sudden jolt of recognition. This was him. Alexander Whitmore stood as she approached, his eyes meeting hers with an intensity that made her forget the icy streets and her frantic journey. "Bella," he asked, voice warm, steady, unshaken by her lateness. "Yes, hi," she managed, tugging her coat closer. "I'm so sorry, I'm late." She stopped, flustered, gesturing vaguely to the snowy chaos outside. Alex waved her apology away with an easy charm. "It's Christmas Eve. Snow happens. I'm just glad you made it." His tone wasn't just polite, it carried a genuine relief that immediately put her at ease. They sat, and for a moment, the bustling restaurant seemed to fade away. Bella noticed the way his tailored suit complemented his quiet elegance, how his eyes softened whenever he smiled, and the subtle patience in his movements. Alex, in turn, noticed her simple elegance, her hair loosely pulled back, the delicate warmth in her smile, and the nervous energy that made her utterly human. Small talk began cautiously but soon flowed naturally, favorite holiday traditions, childhood memories of snowy winters, and the little quirks that made each of them who they were. Bella stumbled over words occasionally, laughing at herself, while Alex listened intently, occasionally teasing, occasionally admiring the authenticity she radiated. By the time dessert arrived, an unspoken bond had formed, a fragile thread of connection, curiosity, and the faintest spark of attraction. In that warm, candlelit room, amid the scent of cinnamon and pine, Bella realized her lateness had been forgiven long before she stepped through the door, and Alex felt a rare stir of anticipation for what this night might bring. The soft hum of Christmas music wrapped around them as Alex and Bella lingered over dessert, the restaurant now quieter as the evening advanced. Outside, snowflakes danced lazily past the frosted windows, catching the golden light and creating a small, magical world within the cozy space. Bella stirred her cocoa absent-mindedly, her gaze drifting to Alex. She felt a warmth she hadn't anticipated, a gentle, grounding presence that made her forget the panic of earlier. "So," Alex began, leaning back slightly, "what's the most memorable Christmas you've ever had?" His voice carried curiosity, but also a quiet vulnerability, one rarely exposed to strangers. Bella smiled, feeling emboldened. She shared a story from her childhood, snowball fights with her sister Sophia, the smell of cinnamon cookies baking, the excitement of discovering small gifts under the tree. Her laughter, light and unguarded, seemed to fill the space between them, and Alex found himself leaning in, captivated not by her words alone but by the honesty and joy behind them. In return, Alex spoke of his own memories, less about gifts, more about moments of solitude in a life that rarely allowed him pause. Bella listened, impressed by his openness. The walls she often held around herself softened. For the first time, she sensed that Alex's carefully controlled world had cracks, and in them, she saw warmth and humanity. Their hands brushed briefly as he passed the sugar, a spark igniting in that simple contact. Neither pulled away. They exchanged glances that lingered longer than necessary, each silently acknowledging the unexpected connection forming between them. Finally, Alex rose, offering his coat with a quiet smile. "Shall we walk you to your car?" he asked. Outside, the snow continued to fall, blankets of white reflecting the city lights. Bella accepted, her heart light and hopeful. As they stepped into the winter wonderland, neither spoke, words were unnecessary. They had discovered something rare, something worth waiting for. Tonight wasn't just a blind date. Tonight was the beginning.